Hey all, Trickiller30 here. This is my entry for the FyreUK Build Contest. It goes by the name Sarafel, which was inspired by a city in Robert Jordan's The Wheel of Time series called Arafel. The main attraction of it is this desert citadel type build, which started from a reference image that consisted of these doors here, this platform up here, and crenellated wall, along with this arch and entryway. Back here there is more, except in this texture map, the light maps are so dark that it's not exactly visible. But there are alcoves with doors, a balcony, and then down here, more doors. Then over here, I also don't think that this part's shown, but there are alcove decorations back as well. Anyways, from that, from this doored wall, I guess, it's set the theme for the style of the build, which was an Egyptian citadel, and from that I found another image which had this large building castle type thing. This is what I typically think of when I think citadel, just a large square building. So this started with this segment here, which has all of the wall indentations, and then the perspective on this was from the front. So this looks quite nice. It's just a build by itself, but to make that seem right from the other three sides, this fluted base was also added. Then from that, this centerpiece was added with columns and corner posts, and what I call the scribe's quarters, which are these small rooms inside here, which were inspired by what you would typically think of as the servants' quarters in a medieval castle. Then going up, just some more decoration to fill up space, and then some arches, which were inspired when I had previously built these mosque-type shrines down here. At the top to fill up space, I also used arches, so that's where that idea came from. And then, because just having a wall here that curved around and a big building seemed unbalanced, these shrines were added. Again, these parapets here were taken from the idea of an Islamic mosque, and then these things cropped up. I was also experimenting with steps a lot, and I came up with this diagonal block pattern. And then to finish off, I added this city, because this cliffside city, because the entire build was just seeming cold and unfriendly, and like nobody lived here. So the way this was built was I carved a path up the side of this previously untouched mountain, and at the top there is this flat space here, semi-flat space, which I just took the liberty of making square and creating a market up here. And then there was a cave in this general area, which I turned into a fountain, which I believe fits this build very nice. And then thinking that I could control this with just a couple pistons, I also made a stairwell up to what I called the Hermit Cave, which was a little alcove in the build here. And this button would have toggled a T flip-flop and turned off or on the water. So then from there was a cave in the wall right here, which I was suspecting that there was going to be many people were going to make like a dwarven city inside, except I didn't think that fit the desert style at all. So I just created darkness coming out of here, because it just made this build seem dark and empty. And then I realized, why would you build something next to a violent dark entity? And thus the shield was added. Again, made with a whole crap ton of Fibonacci work with the arches. And then I realized that there was this entire map to build with, and this was just one tiny corner. So this path was added going around past the old tree, which was right here, to a large empty space on the back side of the mountain. I had an image for a wallpaper on my computer, which was this little Japanese temple build. And in the back, there were some dark stoned mountains. So I just replaced all the stone in these mountains with cobblestone to fit that. I don't have any in-progress screenshots of this. I believe I was watching an anime when I was doing it and just slipped my mind. But here it is, finished. And then I recall there were a couple islands here, which I quite liked. And to fill those up, the first one that I went to was opposite the sea arch back here. I did have plans for the sea arch here. I'll pop up the screenshot right now. And that was from a drum and bass song. It was the background image for it, and I wanted to recreate that along the sea arch, except the top here didn't widen out fully enough, and it would have interrupted this desert citadel. So I decided against it and just went out to this island directly. So out here, I was in a Tudor mood, so I found a small little screenshot of a Tudor mansion that I quite liked, and that's this. Just a guy out here surviving on this island. A couple pumpkins, carrots, potatoes, wheat, melons. And then to connect that to the rest of the world, I guess, a path was created and a dock out there. There is some interior to this. I didn't spend too much time because this isn't exactly an interior style build, but I think that it turned out quite nice. And going down here, I just put together a quick ship that would be expected to just cross this little path or seaway and camp at this wall hovel type build here, which I would suspect is just like a fisherman's hovel, and that connects that island to this. And then the other island that I wanted to do something with was the one opposite the tree, which I'll get back to on why that's different. But back on this island, I wanted to do a little Nordic-themed build. So this blacksmith right here was created, and I quite liked how that looked, except what I was going for was epic Nordic, like from the Two Human video game. This turned out to be cute. So the village changed from an epic village to a cute village. And thus this build here was created, just a small little mansion. And this one was also made, and then I turned it into a general village, because this little pillar in here, I thought that this idea of a pillar in the middle of the lake was quite neat, so that got its own little flagpole. And then just planted a bunch of trees, thank God for forest gen, and made it snow. So that is the extent of this entry, except for this tree, which I'm going back to right now. After building this Japanese style temple here, I thought that the previous tree, which reminded me of the Doku tree for some reason, just didn't fit with the theme that I was going for. So I recreated that to be more of an oak tree. Few branches going out. This was created with World Edit, so I don't expect it to count towards my actual credit for my entry, except I do think that it makes better background for the build. Then, because this texture pack also has horribly dark light maps, just did some selective replacing and made it glow. Anyways, thank you for listening to me blab on for about 10 minutes. Hopefully the shaders cinematic shot did more to impress you than this. But just a few more things I want to say. Good luck to all the other contest entrants. I know that there are a whole ton of great builders out there. I can't wait to see what you make, and good luck on the contest. Anyways, peace.